Have you ever experienced something so uncanny that it made you question reality? Some coincidences are so extraordinary they defy logical comprehension. They seem to be plucked straight from the realm of fantasy. Allow me to guide you through an extraordinary tale, a story that is so astounding it is almost... This is not just any story, it's a one-in-a-million coincidence, a bona fide jaw-dropper that promises to astonish, thrill, and completely boggle your mind. The wheel of time has a funny way of spinning, right? And in its ceaseless spin, years turn into decades in a blink of an eye. Is exactly what happened to a man named Michael, an ordinary fellow from the British Isles. You see, Michael had a daughter, a precious gem he had unfortunately lost touch with due to a marital separation. For over a decade, this man lived devoid of his daughter's presence, a void that only a parent could truly understand. As fate would have it, Michael's yearning to reconnect with his estranged daughter led to an astonishing sequence of events. In a twist of fate so compelling it would leave anyone speechless. Michael's daughter saw an innocent photograph of him with his two younger daughters in the local newspaper. But what makes this snapshot so surreal? The truly jaw-dropping moment came when she realized that she herself was unknowingly part of the Can you imagine the surprise? The shock? The overwhelming sense of destiny? Despite residing in a different town, on that particular day, she had decided to visit her mother. Coincidentally, she found herself at the exact location where the picture was snapped, just a few fleeting moments earlier. Talk about a small world. Although she lives in a different town, on that day she was visiting her mother, and had been standing in the exact spot where the photo was taken just moments earlier. Now let's talk about the Hoover Dam. This colossal concrete arch-gravity dam, nestled in the Black Canyon of the Colorado River, right at the border Arizona and Nevada, is an engineering marvel with a tragic undertone. Not only is it a testament to human will and intelligence, but it also stands as a monument to the lives lost during its construction period. The dam's construction, which began in 1931, was a hazardous and grueling task, a formidable challenge confronting the workers. Amidst the hardship, the dam's construction witnessed a series of events, but none could rival the tragedy that befell the Tierney family. The chilling story of father and son, John Gregory Tierney and Patrick William Tierney, is perhaps the most haunting tale associated with the dam's construction. John Gregory Tierney, a highly skilled surveyor, was among the first to be associated with the dam's construction. His job was not without risks and challenges, but it was a flash flood, an unpredictable, ruthless act of nature, that took his life in 1921. The flood came without warning, and John couldn't escape in time, becoming the first life claimed by the Hoover Dam project. His son, Patrick William Tierney, followed in his father's footsteps, working on the same dangerous project. 14 long years after his father's untimely death, on the same date, Patrick met a similarly tragic end. He fell from one of the dam's intake towers, plunging to a horrific death. This incident marked a chilling coincidence, a tragic repetition of history that sent shivers down the spines of other workers. The story of the Tierneys serves as a grim reminder of the lives lost during the dam's construction, a tragic subplot in the grand narrative of human achievement. It leaves us with a sense for the human courage and sacrifice that contributed to the monumental structure we see today. Can you believe the coincidence? And who can forget the unforgettable foul ball incident? Envision this scenario on a beautiful summer day. A woman of indomitable spirit named Alice Roth, a native of Philadelphia and a lifelong fan of the Phillies baseball team. She had a cherished routine of attending Phillies games, sharing this tradition with her eager grandsons who looked forward to these outings with great enthusiasm. One beautiful afternoon, excitement filled the air as they prepared to spend the day in their favorite seats, right behind the dugout. Alice, always the ardent fan, never missed an opportunity to cheer on her favorite team. The atmosphere was electric, the crowd was buzzing, and the game was in full swing. Unbeknownst to Alice, her life was about to take an unexpected turn. As she was engrossed in the game, a foul ball, hit with remarkable force, found its way towards Alice. With no time to react, she was hit squarely in the face, causing the crowd to gasp in shock and alarm. The paramedics were quick to respond, rushing to her aid while her grandsons looked on in disbelief. As they delicately placed her on a stretcher, her nose broken, the game continued amidst the ordeal. But fate wasn't finished with Alice. Another foul ball, a second unexpected projectile, flew from the field, her again, this time breaking her knee. The crowd gasped once more, the incident now escalating into an unbelievable sequence of events. Adding to the shocking spectacle, it was later revealed that the player responsible for both foul balls was none other than Hall of Famer Richie Ashburn, a Phillies legend. The irony of her favorite player causing her injury added another layer to the captivating tale. Yet through all the pain and misfortune, Alice proved her resilience. One good thing that came from all this, she became friends with him. It was a testament to her enduring spirit, turning an unfortunate event into a lifelong friendship. Talk about a stroke of bad luck turned good. Ever heard of Laura Buckton? This 10-year-old, whom you'd typically consider an ordinary girl, took part in an extraordinary occurrence might seem like a page borrowed from a work of fiction. Laura was an adventurous young soul, one who was always looking for a little excitement in life. On an ordinary summer day, she decided to engage in a little experiment. She found a helium balloon, bright and shiny, just begging to be sent up into the infinite blues of the sky. She thought, what if I could send a message to the world? And that's when she wrote her name, Laura Buckton, on a tiny piece of paper, and scribbled down her contact details as well. With her heart pounding, she attached this note to the string of the balloon, and with a gentle push, she released it into the open skies. The balloon danced freely, carried by the wind, rising higher and higher until it was just a speck in the sky. Meanwhile, over 100 miles away, there was another Laura Buckton. She was also 10, and much like our first Laura, she had a curious mind, an adventurous spirit, and an appetite for the extraordinary. On that fateful day, as she watched from her backyard, she spotted a tiny dot descending. It was a balloon which came to rest in her yard. When she read the note attached, she was amazed to find another girl, her age, sharing her name. Intrigued, the second Laura reached out to the first Laura. You'd think the coincidences would end there, right? But no, they discovered they had more in common than just their names and age. They even pets. The story of the two Laura Buckstons is truly remarkable. It goes beyond mere coincidence, hinting at something deeper, something inexplicable. It's enough to make you believe in fate. And speaking of fate, let's delve deeper into the tale of Louis XVI, the unfortunate monarch hailing from France who was ironically terrified of the number 21. Despite all his endeavors to elude it, destiny seemed stubbornly resolved to make him confront it. He was a king who was just powerful, but also a man of strong superstitions. The bizarre part was that the number 21 seemed to be an uncanny harbinger of doom in his life. Throughout his reign, Louis XVI was beset by many personal and political challenges. From uprisings to plots against him, the king's life was anything but peaceful. Curiously, the majority of these events occurred on the 21st of a month. His life was by pivotal events, from political arrests to the downfall of his monarchy, all eerily happening on the same date. This unusual frequency of significant events occurring on the 21st was enough to stir curiosity, and might even make a skeptic wonder about the validity of superstitions. With every unfolding coincidence, the number 21 became a symbol of dread for Louis XVI, a number that he wanted to escape, but couldn't. The fear turned into an obsession, with the king being overly cautious about the 21st of each month. His attempt to flee from the dreaded date only seemed to attract more misfortune. In a tragic twist of fate, he was even executed on the 21st, adding to the eerie connection. Now let's bring this narrative closer to our everyday lives. Imagine this surreal scenario. You get into a car accident, the EMT responding to the emergency call is your own sister. The life-saving defibrillator used to revive you was donated by your mother's company. And the doctor who rushes in after hearing the accident from his home turns out to be the same doctor who welcomed you into the world. So freaky and true.